Welcome. Thanks for being here with me today and for this Breathwork series for whole wellness. I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Bob Nesbitt. I'm a functional medicine practitioner, nutritionist, and a quantum transformational light worker. I mainly work with middle-aged men in overcoming chronic health issues such as chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, Lyme and company. Additionally, my sole mission in this lifetime is a doing mission and influencing other starseeds and earth angels, both men and women, allowing them to more easily navigate life on planet Earth through insight, healing, and stepping into their own power. So for the next few weeks, I'll be bringing you fundamentals about breathwork for whole wellness and its relationship with the nervous system. This is session 1, of which I have 4 planned. So the knowledge, assessments, and tools that I'll be presenting in this series will arm you with strategies that you'll be able to apply to your daily living. And this is what heals and produces lasting change. So for the next few weeks, I'll provide a few science-based fundamentals about breathwork and its relationship with the nervous system. I'll also bring forth ways you can self-assess your breath, monitor your progress, which can be useful as tools to help regulate your nervous system throughout your day, along with some breathwork exercises to implement. So for today, my plan is that we'll begin with precautions and a few science-based fundamentals, then a guided exercise on breath awareness, and finishing up with some sort of mini lesson, which have to do with the fact that focused attention on our breath is a cornerstone of neural rewiring, and the breath is also a foundational component of the neural scripting process. So, but before we do this, let's get settled in and get our minds and body relaxed in order to receive this information. So I want us to shake out the stress of the day, right? Any stress that you might have had by literally shaking it out in a dance. So first, take a good breath in through the nose, right? And let it all out through the mouth. Dropping the shoulders and taking a moment to arrive in the here and now. So literally, let me just get my music queued up here. And can you hear that? Okay, so let the rhythm just, right? Just shake it out. Whatever feels good to you, just shake it out. Could be anything, a dance, if you just want to sit there and dance. Relieve that stress. Let the rhythm just flow. Are you ready?
Yes. Let us start the express. Let me say first of all that I feel blessed. Just waking up every day is a prize. Feeling all the love before I open my eyes. It wasn't always like this. Breakfast on the way to make it feel lifeless. So lost in the apps, fags grind us down to a lower level where we can't be found. But it's underground before your own shines, and yes we do. Yes we do. Got the things you want to tell us. Fight what you tell us. Rebellious. So within the earth becomes sky. I gotta say with no further ado.
Happy to you and you. Very good. So I'm happy to be here with you. All right, so now let's tune in. I want us all to tune in here, right? Woo. All right, so find yourself a comfortable seated position. Palms up, resting on your knees, wherever you're at, just palms up. Close down the eyes if that feels comfortable for you to do. And take a moment to arrive in the here and now. Take a deep inhale through the nose, filling your belly, followed by a deep exhale, relaxing the shoulders down through the back. Allowing your presence to arrive in the here and now. And just breathe normally. All right. Now let's quickly rub our hands together at heart center. And as you do this, creating heat and energy. It's both activating the hemispheres of the left and right brain, the creative and the critical. Stop as you bring your hands together at heart center, thumbs into the chest, elbows out to the side. You allow the creative and critical to become one. And just sit with this for a moment. Now, for me, I will say something like, I now thank my spirit guides for providing me with the messages you all need to hear today. You can state something similar out loud or to yourself, whatever feels right for you to do. All right, so let's talk precautions for a minute. What I'm sharing with you here today are basics and aren't about advanced techniques that mimic hyperventilation and could signal a sense of danger to the brain. So this is going to be more about creating safety and awareness for now. And later on, more advanced techniques for you can be explored on your own. But regardless, we wouldn't want to do breath work if we have any upper respiratory issues or during pregnancy. Seek guidance from your primary care physician if in doubt before proceeding. All right, so here we go. So the breath is foundational to everything, right? It's foundational to our healing, to our life, to our business success. In fact, I would say the breath is pivotal to a component for us in everything that we do in life. So there are some breathing tools to help calm an overactive sympathetic response, as well as to help engage the nervous system when we're feeling really sluggish, or even preventative to help maintain a calm nervous system. So I have these 11 need-to-know science-based fundamentals about breathwork and its relationship with the nervous system. And I'll just share 3 of them with you here today and the remainder over the next few weeks, okay? So number 1, first up. So first is the environment, right? And nervous system breath connection. Our nervous system is a primary interface between us and the environment, both the environment outside of our bodies and inside our bodies. And our nervous system, specifically the autonomic nervous system, is the master regulator of our physiology and all automatic functions such as respiration, heart rate, blood flow, hormone synthesis, sexual function, basically everything that happens without us consciously controlling it. So then, our breath is a master regulator or a homeostatic control, you could say, of the nervous system. So to restate, our nervous system is a master interface between us and our environment, external and internal. The nervous system is a master regulator of our physiology and all automatic functions, and our breath is a master regulator, sort of like a dimmer switch, right? Control. And our nervous system, well, it's a control of our nervous system, I should say. So it should be clear that there is a dynamic, synergistic connection between environments, nervous system, and the breath. Number 2, it all begins with breath awareness, which is the beginning of cultivating breath awareness is simply doing regular breath and body check-ins throughout the day. Just kind of sprinkle it in. So checking in with yourself and asking, how am I breathing? How am I holding my body, right? And just cultivating that awareness. So to just check in with yourself to ensure the mouth is closed and breathing in through the nose, down into the diaphragm, and striving for 6 to 10 breaths per minute, which leads into the next basic fundamental, number 3. The basic rule of thumb for optimal breathing are mouth shut, inhaling through the nose, into the diaphragm, and striving for the optimal range of 6 to 10 breaths per minute during regular breathing. The reason being is the more optimal and closer to that 6 to 10 range, the less energy we're burning through. Whereas the quicker we're breathing and less optimally we're breathing, and the more breaths we have per minute, the more energy we burn through, and the more energy we burn through, the less we have. The less energy we have, the less our cells function optimally. and thus we set the cascade for dis-ease in motion. All right, so part 2. I hope you enjoyed those 3 tips. So, which is, okay, part 2, we're on to part 2, which is a 12-minute guided exercise through breath awareness. So just give me a sec here. So I'm going to queue up my, share my screen. And this is just going to be a 12-minute guided, just listen and just follow the instructions. Just, you'll see, just listen to it. And so let me share my screen and let me get this queued up. So just give me a moment. To begin, find a position that feels comfortable and relaxed for you, be it sitting or lying, and one where you can still optimally hear my voice. Additionally, you can choose to close your eyes or keep them open, whatever feels most comfortable for you. And now I invite you to allow your conscious focus to gently come inwards, off the stimuli of the outside world, and just turn the gaze and attention of your mind's eye to your inner environment. Take notice of your body. This might be the sensation of clothing touching your skin. Maybe it's the weight of your body making contact with the surface beneath you. Maybe it's a specific area on your body that's exhibiting discomfort or tension of some kind. Or maybe for you, it's something entirely different you notice about your body. Whatever it is you notice, simply allow yourself to drop into the physical feeling of being in your body and just hanging there for a few moments while being a non-judgmental observer of yourself in your body. And now slowly and gently allow your attention to take notice of your breath while continuing to be a non-judgmental observer with no agenda to control or change the breath in any way. Just notice it, how it is in this moment. Just be present and allow it to happen, whatever is happening in this moment. In terms of breath awareness, most tend to initially believe that it's a super simple process that likely won't yield significant gains. But that's far from the truth. It's actually quite complex and profoundly influential and healing on all aspects of our being. While there are many reasons that breath awareness is complex and profoundly healing, the foundational reason is that it's the first step in cultivating awareness, which is a key process for rewiring the nervous system for whole wellness. As you do this, I invite you to take notice of how easy or difficult it is for you to not allow the analytical mind to get in the way. I now invite you to ponder the question, how do I know I'm breathing? What comes up for you when I ask this question? Maybe you know you're breathing because of the sound you hear of breath moving in and out of your lungs. Maybe it's the physical sensation of your belly rising and falling. Maybe it's the sensation of air on your nostrils. Maybe it's a particular part of your body that is moving other than the abdomen. Maybe it's more of a mental cognitive understanding because you're alive. Or maybe it's something entirely different. Again, I ask, how do you know you're breathing? And now I ask you to slightly and gently lengthen and deepen your inhale and exhale to about 10 or perhaps 20% longer and deeper. To do this, you'll simply draw a bit more air in through the nose into the diaphragm and back out through the nose, the mouth, or a combination of the two. Whatever feels best for you. Continue this process, and with each breath, or perhaps every few breaths, continue to lengthen and deepen your inhales and exhales slightly and gently. Keep doing this until you hit a groove that feels relaxed and comfortable to you. In other words, strive for a rhythm that is slower and deeper than your natural breath, but that doesn't feel forced or too much effort. Breathe in a way that feels comfortable and allows your body to go and sink deeper into the surface beneath you. Breathing in this fashion should feel well and perhaps allow you to feel safe and grounded, as your belly constantly rises and falls for the rhythm that you've set. I now invite you to bring to mind to the concept of safety and consider what represents safety for you. Perhaps it's an image that comes to mind, a sensation you currently feel, such as a blanket touching your skin, a color, a sound, a memory, an object in the room you're in, or perhaps something else. And now I invite you to take notice of how your most basic needs in this moment are met, in terms of shelter from the elements, clothing on your body, and access to food and water. In this moment, I invite you to acknowledge that this process is supplying your nervous system with the primary things it needs most to regulate, and be in the state of rest, digest, and social engagement. And those things are safety, consistency, being grounded, and basic needs in the moment are met. And breathing in this rhythm manner, in the presence of safety, consistency, being grounded, and basic needs met, can be considered a Goldilocks way of breathing. It's not too fast, too slow, or too deep. It's just right for you. As you are in this moment, it's in the flow zone. And now I invite you to guide your attention to the quality of your breath. Does it feel easy or forced? Is it smooth or perhaps a bit broken? Chaotic or erratic in some way? Does it tend to speed up or slow down at times? Is your breath interrupted by mind chatter in any way? And now I invite you to zoom your attention to the transition from your inhale to your exhale, and from your exhale to your inhale. What do you notice about the transitions? Do they happen right away? Or is there a pause of some sort? From here, I invite you to continue to deepen and lengthen your inhales and exhales a bit. Breathe in through the nose and allow the exhale to simply fall out of the mouth, much like a sigh of relief and relaxation. With each breath in, imagine creating a little more space within yourself. So instead of focusing on pulling more air in, instead think of using your breath to create more internal space. Space to allow whatever it is you seek and need to come in. As you do this, allow the belly to swell like an ocean wave, the rib cage to expand out to each side, the chest gently lifting at the top of the inhale, and then everything gently deflating and relaxing as you breathe out. Now over the next 5 breaths, I invite you to dial up the magnitude of your breath until you're taking a very full but still comfortable breath, and the exhale is just falling out of the mouth in the form of an effortless sigh of relief and relaxation. It's the inhale that requires effort to draw the breath in, as if you're filling up a cup from the bottom, as in your stomach, then to the top, as in your chest. Take notice of how your belly, ribcage, chest, and the area between your shoulder blades and under your collarbones all expand, and then collapse with each breath you take, much like how the waves of the ocean roll in and out, still allowing the exhale to fall out of the mouth in the form of an effortless sigh of relief and relaxation. On the next breath, exhale all the air out of your lungs fully, then squeezing the belly in towards the spine, pushing, pushing, pushing. And then a slow and full inhale through the nose, pausing at the top, dropping the shoulders away from the ears, noticing the pressure of very full lungs, but allowing the chest to relax around the lungs, The jaw, forehead, and the rest of your face are also relaxed. And now exhale slowly with pursed lips, as if you're slowly letting the pressure out of the valve of a very full tire or an exercise ball. Allow the air to slowly escape through pursed lips. Notice and feel your body slowly deflating. In doing this, there will be a moment when the breath naturally stops. Pause there. Hang out for as long as it feels comfortable for you. Notice the empty space within the pause. The space between breaths is an important and magical one. While there's much to understand about this space, for now, just have a chilled out, curious look around, as if you're exploring a super cool cave. As you do this, notice your heartbeat and any sensations that are present in the body. Do you notice any tension, temperatures, position of your body, images that come to mind, etc., as you explore the space created in this pause? When you feel you need to breathe, breathe. Allow the breath to come back into you. Receive the inhale through the nose and release it through the mouth, or a combo of the nose and mouth, whatever feels best to you. And now, let's wrap up this breath awareness exercise the same way we started, by simply allowing the breath to happen without trying to control or change it. As you do this, notice if there's anything different about your breath, your body, and/or your mind activity. What do you notice? How do you feel? What's the quality and rhythm of your breath? Is it different than when we began? If so, how? Are you able to notice the 4 primary aspects of your breath, which include the inhale, the transition, the exhale, and the little pauses between each breath? Do you notice more space within yourself? And if you're somebody who likes to set intentions, I invite you to set one of your choosing now. This can be any intention. It can be an intention for your personal healing, your life, your relationships, your business, anything you want. Whatever comes to mind first in this moment, just let it bubble to the surface. And once you grab a hold of that intention, release it back into the collective consciousness, that variant space, where the universe can grab a hold of it and assist you in bringing it to fruition. In other words, set the intention, then release it without attachment to expectations and outcomes, but rather with belief and faith that it will naturally unfold for you as it's supposed to. And now take one last deep, slow, full breath in through the nose and easing out a nice relaxing sigh through the mouth, gently moving, wiggling, and stretching your body and guiding your awareness back to your surroundings to end this exercise. All right. So how'd y'all like that exercise? I hope you liked it. And what did you notice in your breathing patterns in the current moment? Now, think about your life in general, your daily routine, and see if you can recall or notice anything about how you breathe in your daily life. Do you find yourself, holding your breath a lot when you're stressed? Or maybe you're a chest breather or a mouth breather, or maybe you snore at night and so on, right? So what comes up for you? So this breathwork awareness assessment presents you of playing the role of participant and observer. Sure, we have to participate in our life and be active in it, but we need to partition a smaller part of ourselves to be that observer, of how we're actually showing up in our life. And part of that observer is to stop and do regular breath and body check-ins, especially those that are chronically ill because they have developed maladaptive habitual patterns of body armoring, tensing, and poor breathing patterns, which only contribute further to their dysfunction. So that's the basic breath awareness exercise, which is the beginning of 6 additional assessments I have to share. So take this breath awareness exercise into your week and start observing that. So if you have any questions, I guess you could post them or anything on there now. I'll probably have to answer them later, but all right. So next week's assessment and tool is about assessing sympathetic versus parasympathetic dominance, which is a test and also a tool, which can take maybe 15 to 20 minutes to explain. And you'll be the participant in the rest of these assessments, and it'll be necessary, I should say, to have a stopwatch of some sort on some of these. A timer on your smartphone will work, and then maybe pen and paper for scoring, because you're going to do some scoring. So just some preparation to be aware of. So we'll table all that for next week and start with that. So I'll leave you here. We end this week's session with a basic, simple breathing exercise, something you can practice this week. So breathwork is a tool, and it's a bottom-up approach, meaning body to mind. Generally something more physical in nature versus top-down, which is mind to body, which is more psychological. It's a tool, and the tool may not fit everybody in all scenarios, and it may not be the starting spot. Most people at the beginning will benefit from doing more bottom-up approaches than top-down, as it's hard to fix the nervous system with solely top-down approaches, as we need to bring in the element of safety. So with that said, here's my first breathwork tool called the breath of joy. So it's great to use first thing in the morning upon waking, but can be used anytime, and it's a simple tool. And basically you're standing up and you're using 3 different arm positions and inhaling slightly, filling the diaphragm in each arm position, finishing with a full final inhale at the end of the 3rd arm position. I'll show you here. And then the exhale with a bend over forward from the waist, and repeat maybe 1 to 5 minutes, depending on your amount of resilience, or maybe you only get 1 round in, and that's okay. Just keep at it. So it looks, something like this. So, you just start out, breathe once, twice, and then the final, and then down. So for something a bit more challenging for those further along, we have a breathwork exercise that helps further in deactivating a stress response, and is what's called a 4-6 sequence, or you can even have it be a 1-to-2 or a 1-to-3 ratio. So to start off with, for the 4-to-6 sequence, you will inhale through the nose on the count of 4 and exhale out the mouth on the count of 6, not holding the breath. Just inhale for a 4 count and then exhale for a 6 count and repeat. No set time, do whatever intuitively feels good for you to do. So start out easy, then challenge and lengthen over time. I suggest to try for 30 seconds maybe, and check in with yourself and see how you feel. If you feel worse, don't keep going, try something else. The same can apply to meditations, as someone may be addicted to their own stress hormones and will resist meditation, thinking it's making them worse. While it's usually not making them any worse, it's more a matter of comfort zone. Doesn't mean to give up, but to be aware and choose something else and table that for another time. Let go of control and expectations and take small steps and celebrate even your smallest wins. If you want to push a little further, you can then implement that 1-to-2 or 1-to-3 ratio breath pattern once you get acclimated to that first one. And then, so for example, a 1-to-2 ratio with a 4 count inhale, you would inhale through the nose for a 4 count and exhale through the mouth with pursed lips for an 8 count. A 1-to-3 would be an inhale of 4 and an exhale of 12. Now you can vary this however way you want. It doesn't have to be an inhale of 4. You could start with a 2, right? And then whatever that is, then you would double it or triple that as you progress. So doing 3 or more of these, I should say, do 3 or more 5-minute sessions of that type of breathing throughout the day has been instrumental for me in all aspects of my life. Very instrumental, and so it still remains for myself. I particularly find it helpful to do this in the hour before bed while laying on my back on a yoga mat and placing my legs up the wall, and to get myself into a completely parasympathetic state, ready for sleep. So in wrapping up, whenever I find myself engaging with perfectionist or all or nothing thinking, fretting, whatever my mind tends to do, I know it's time for a pause, to walk away and do some focused breathing. So I use my breath to pause, counting, paying attention to the rhythm, and it helps me get out of that spiral. And that's the point when neural rewiring happens. In that instant that we catch it and intervene with it, that's when it happens. This is how you train a puppy not to pee in the house. That's how you teach your children not to misbehave. You catch it in the act. And you approach it with loving assertiveness, not a tyrannical berating or harsh critical feedback. Just pause and be gentle with yourself and take a little break and focus on something else. This is at the core of mental entrainment and neural rewiring for cellular health. And what's the overall key takeaway here? Well, we significantly increase our power to write a new script for our nervous system, to read from and create a new reality by optimizing our breath. And the best part of this, that our breath is always with us and it's free. I'm excited for y'all because when we combine breath work and with break-free mind, our lives open up to infinite potential and some amazing health opportunities start taking place. So if you have any questions, go ahead, put them in the comments. And then wrapping up, I will lead us into a tuning out. So when we're ready, get in a seated position and begin to rub the palms quickly together, creating that heat once more. Bringing the thumbs into the heart, right? Elbows out to the side. And reconnect with that love that is already inside of you. Being grateful for these practices that are leading you back there, right? Back home to self. And we close the practice today with 3 sat nams, a longer sat and a shorter nam. So take a cleansing breath, inhale and exhale, and inhale to begin.
Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam.
Sat is truth. Nam is essence. Truth is your essence. Sat Nam. And when you're ready, come back into your space. And thank you for sharing your practice with me today, because now this is your practice. Great, then. I enjoyed our time together, and I hope you got some benefit from this, and looking forward to hearing from you next time and how your week went. Much love, light, and joy to you all.